Hello and welcome to the Siri Fort Sports Complex here in Delhi for semi-finals day at the Yonex Sunrise Indian Open 2011. This is event number 4 on the 12 tournament OSIM BWF World Superseries, and not just event number 4. History is in the making because this is the first ever Super Series staged in India, and as you can see, we've already had 3 events so far this year, and for the first time in 2011 we have 5 of those 12 tournaments that have been promoted to Premier status. Well, as I say, this is semi-finals day, and we have 5 semi-finals for you, and what a lineup. We're starting with men's singles, and the 5-time European champion Peter Gade of Denmark. He's up against Hwan of Korea, who yesterday disposed of the number 2 seed Taufik Hidayat. After that, mixed doubles and Kurniawan and Bernadette, the number 3 seeds from Indonesia, up against Chan and Go from Malaysia. Then women's singles, and the 19-year-old Borana Prasetsuk of Thailand up against Yuk Yin of Hong Kong, who herself has twice been a medalist at the Asian Games. Following that, we'll have women's doubles and Maeda and Sutsuna from Japan, who were 4th at the Olympic Games in Beijing. They're up against the number 4 seeds, Johari and Polly from Indonesia. And then the last of our 5 semi-finals, the number 1 seeds, the World Championships silver medalists from last year, Kukian Kiat and Tan Bu Hyun of Malaysia, up against the silver medalists from last week at the Asian Championships, Hashimoto and Irata from Japan. So an absolutely tremendous lineup. And of course, we are all set and ready for the first of those semi-finals. It's Peter Hoeg Gade of Denmark up against Park Sung-hwan of Korea. And the players led onto court by the court officials. They're the 2 players, both very tall men indeed. Peter Gade, the veteran of the World Tour. Can you believe it? He's 34 years of age and still one of the very best players in world badminton. So Park Sung-hwan, the 26-year-old, well, he came through a very tough quarter-final against the number 2 seed, the former world and Olympic champion Taufik Hidayat. Obviously, both these players from the bottom half of the draw, but what's really interesting to me was from quarter-finals onwards, we had 7 different nationalities represented. The only nation with 2 players was India. That has never happened before. So not only the first ever event here in the Super Series in India, Indian players have come through and done well, and the future is bright as far as India is concerned. So Park Sung-hwan, the 26-year-old from Jeju, a wonderful, beautiful island off the south of South Korea. Number 6 seed here at the India Super Series events. Well, the toss of the coin, and the players will change ends before starting the warm-up. Park Sung-hwan won the toss and said he wants to start the near side of the court as we look down. So for Peter Gade, this is only his 2nd ever visit to India. His first visit was at the World Championships in Hyderabad in 2009. Lost in the quarter-final of those World Championships to the eventual gold medalist Lin Dan of China. 5 times and reigning European champion. He's never actually been beaten in the European Championships. Every time he's played, he's won the gold medal. That is the most remarkable record. And when you consider he was first world number 1 back in 1997, it's just an indication of how long he's been at the top of world badminton. Still number 6 in the world, and he's only got 8 tournaments towards that ranking. The optimum number of tournaments, of course, is 10, so 6 is not really realistic. He's a better player than his world ranking suggests. And his win-loss record for this year, 7-4, well, that translates into reaching the final of the Super Series finals in January. His 3 previous opponents have all been from Japan, but it was the first round where he really had the trouble against Yamada He was 10-16 down in that second game, having lost the first, and then 17-20 down. He had to save 3 match points before coming through strongly in that deciding game. It really was a battle and a half. So the first player today, his opponent that's non-Japanese. And there he is, Park Sun-Hwan, number 6 seed here in the India Super Series event. World ranking of 12. He's down 2 places. Last week he was up at number 10. His first appearance at the Indian Open as well. Of course, remember, part of this year is a Grand Prix event rather than a Super Series. It's got promotion to the top echelon of tournaments. Well, all of his matches, he's won in 2 straight games, including that quarter-final over the number 2 seed Taufik Hidayat in 46 minutes. So really has been in tremendous form. Well, he's had a good year so far as well, as Park Sun-Hwan. Last tournament he played was the Swiss Open, and he won that. But look at that head-to-head record between the 2 players. This is the 7th meeting. All previous encounters have gone the Danes' way. But they haven't played each other for over a year. So our umpire, Lo Fu San from Malaysia. Service judge from India.
Service over. 1 love. Service over. 1-0.
Yeah, good aggression from Peter Gade. Broke the strings of his racket
2-1.
in that final smash. And given his record against Park Sun-Hwan, I suspect the Dane is pretty happy to be playing against Park rather than Taufik Hidayat. 4 World Championship medals for this man, but never the gold. 1 silver. That was in Seville in 2001 when he lost out to the Indonesian Hendrawan.
Okay.
So the 2 men on court, both bronze medalists from last year's World Championships in Paris. Nice, tremendous angle. He was using those shots so well yesterday, was Park against Taufik Hidayat. The delicate drop, but then the angled shot. He uses his height so well. 1.86 m. Yes, well, I think the net play will be crucial today.
3-2.
Command of the net in men's singles, absolutely vital. Getting the tight spinning net shot, it forces your opponent to lift the shuttle a little short, and then you've got the opportunity to play the winning smash.
Service over. 3-0.
That's very good aggression.
Service over. 4-3.
His intent quite clear. Peter Gade anxious to get on the attack, command the net position. well long of the back line. There is a considerable drift in this Siri fourth arena. Air conditioning is on. It's almost 40 degrees outside. And therefore, for the players' comfort, the air conditioning is on. But of course, the wind created by that air conditioning does have a tendency to move the shuttle in flight.
Service over. 6-4.
Pushed it wide. Yes, and I suspect that Park Sung-Hwan very aware that he's going to play the perfect net shot, and he's not giving himself margin for error at the moment. Drops long.
8-4.
Wants to change of shuttle. Yes, clearly long. Just taking the shuttle too late there. Hoeg Gade let the shuttle drop low, and therefore it's so much more difficult to control the accuracy of the cross-court net shot. Two courts in action, of course, here today on semi-finals day. Well, it's very noticeable to me that Hoeg Gade hardly lifting the shuttle at all. If he's playing to the back of the court, he's keeping it quite flat. Obviously very aware of the capabilities of Park, finding angles with his overhead shots. Oh, it's landed well in. And that's an indication of the drift. It's not only lengthways on the court, it's sideways as well. Very confident that was going to go wide, and it was nowhere near. Flat, fast exchanges again.
Service over. 7-9.
Well, he's going for the angles, but just overdoing it on that occasion. Oh, it's magnificent. What a backhand. Well, he raises his hand in an apology because it was a slight mishit. But quite frankly, if it had been a clean hit, it would have been even better. Short, sharp movement of the racket. (8-10). And it is the veteran Dane, the number 3 seed, who has a 3-point advantage at the mid-game interval here in the opening game. Just 7 minutes of play. Moving well. Before the semi-finals got underway, I was very noticeable that Peter Gade was down on this centre court practicing, getting a feel of the court, really warming up very well. Get the muscles moving quickly.
Hot 1, 20
Peter
seconds.
Gade has already won
Hot 1,
4
20
Super
seconds.
Series titles. Super Series, of course, came into existence in 2007. First ever Super Series event was the Malaysian Open, and it was won by this man. Quite extraordinary when you consider he arrived in Malaysia not feeling well and was taken straight to hospital, came out of hospital and then
Ready?
won the title. He's always been an incredible player,
11-8.
a wonderful ambassador for the sport. Oh, took the shuttle so early.
12-8.
Had the options, chose to just guide the shuttle down across court. Well, that was the problem for Park. He'd been forced to turn and play that high backhand. An awful lot of cross shots at the net.
Service over.
Both players trying to
9-12.
make their opponent turn when at the net. There's another. That's just classic singles tactics from Peter Gade. Outmanoeuvring his opponent, switching from side to side, down his forehand, then deep into the backhand, then down the forehand once again. Absolutely wonderful example of singles tactics. Needed the lucky net chords to finish off the rally.
10-13.
Immediately Park apologises for that good fortune. (10-13). It's a good rally. But short. Yeah. Good play from Park.
11-13.
Yeah, the crouch defence did the damage. Crouched down on his haunches. That's the one. Able to whip the shuttle over Gade's head.
Cut, play. Service over.
A little clenched fist after the rally from Peter Gade. He knew that was an important point.
11.
The crowd really enjoying that athletic smash from Peter Gade.
Oh. 16-11.
Once again, move your opponent from side to side at the back of the court. There's his backhand side, immediately switch to the angled shot down his forehand. And he's opened up a 6-point cushion here. And again, exactly the same tactic.
18-11.
Deep into the backhand corner. Here's the angled shot down his forehand side. Working for him time and time again. It's too long. That was a run of 5 straight points from Peter Gade. It's just wide. There was a big open space down that forehand side. It was the right shot to try and play. Just overdid it. Yeah, good call by the line judge. This time, net play to his backhand side. There it is. Then push deep into his forehand corner. He's always making Park move the full diagonal of the court, making him run and get down low, deep in the forehand again. Yeah, one of the few occasions that Park's had the opportunity to command the net. Oh, that's incredible. Well, when he was forced to play the high backhand, Peter Gade was waiting for the straight drop. Park had the awareness to play it cross court and then was in so quickly. The last time he had the opportunity to smash from that round the head position, Peter Gade went cross court. This time he went straight, always keeping his opponent guessing. And that clever play has earned the 5-time European champion 5 game points. Oh, that's clever. Unbelievable. The deceptive drive deep into Park's forehand corner. And then Peter Gade, who in the last few rallies has hit one winner smash cross court, one straight, there choosing the drop shot. And he takes the opening game, 21-15. What an excellent rally. There's the deceptive drive. And having hit 2 previous smashes for outright winners, that time chose to play the drop shot. It's the variation, it's the disguise that's just so lethal. So the opening game to the number 3 seed, Peter Gade of Denmark, 21-15 in 18 minutes of play. Well, Peter Gade, no coach here. In fact, only 2 Danish players came to this event, which is a little bit disappointing. Very disappointing, the decided lack of European players in general. So the opening game, there's confirmation that was won by Peter Gade, number 3 seed, 21-15 against Park Sang-hwan in 18 minutes of play. Park, the man who disposed of the number 2 seed, Taufik Hidayat, yesterday in the quarterfinals. Well,
Second game, level, play.
as long as Peter Gade is able to command the rallies as he did in that opening game, can only see one winner. But at the age of 34, I wonder if he might just begin to tar slightly. Of course, there's the drift to be taken into account as well. Missed it.
Service over. 1 love.
Just missed it again. Well, he's a very fit man, is Park Sang-hwan. But I have noticed he's got a little bit of strapping around the top of his right leg there. Maybe a groin injury or a thigh injury, hamstring perhaps. Well, Park doesn't like the call.
1-2.
There was certainly no influence from Peter Gade. Gade did have a little bit of a disagreement in his opening match against Yamada over a line call, and in fact got a yellow card from the umpire in consequence. Altogether much more aggressive Park here at the start of this second game. Well, he's still going for his angles.
4-1.
And the right tactics, I'm sure, to employ. But you've got to make it count. Gifting points away when you hit errors like that. Always call good.
5-1.
And that's a very good start to the second game from Park Sang-hwan. Oof, my goodness. Wow. Oh, that's brilliant. Park with an exquisite recovery on the net shot.
6-2.
How did he control that? Quite remarkable.
You play?
Well, he's just playing at a completely different pace now.
7-2.
Park Sang-hwan got up a couple of gears. Punch clears, flat pushes. Now he's the one that's outmaneuvering his opponent. That's found the line.
Service over. 3-7.
And that was important as far as the Dane is concerned, because Park was on a real little run, really beginning to just show his opponent that he'd got another level he can go to. Well,
4-7.
part of that was the fact that Gade was encroaching in on the net. Look, he's stood his ground, he's looking to pounce, and that perhaps forced his opponent into error. 4-7.
Service
But
over.
it's so difficult. All the
8-4.
players are struggling to get the shuttle close to the back line. The drift very much playing its part. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's even better. It's a good rally. While in the opening game, Peter Gade was not missing those cross-court winners. Now, perhaps the fatigue, just one or two errors creeping into his game. That was a fabulous rally.
Service over. 5-9.
Oh, it's just wide. Yeah, it was a good call by the line judge.
10-5.
Yeah, good call. Ready to pounce. as soon as Park Sang-hwan
Service over.
turned to play the high
6,
backhand. Look,
10.
Peter Gade's already waiting at the net. No doubt the Dane will be wanting to close this gap, narrow it down at least before the mid-game interval. Oh, that's landed on the line.
Service over. 11-6.
I'm looking
Interval.
straight down that line here in the Siri Fort Arena, and I can tell you, when it was initially hit, it was definitely going to go wide, but the drift brought it back in, and it means that Park has a 5-point advantage at the mid-game interval. Match in progress, just shy of the half-hour mark, and whilst Kim Hak-kyun, coach to Park, able to give his player instruction, Peter Gade here completely on his own.
Cut 1,
Tina
20
Baum
seconds.
was the only other Danish
Cut
player
1,
here, and
20
she
seconds.
was beaten in the early stages, lost in the second round, and she has since departed.
Ready? 11-6. Play.
Well, it sounds to me that Gade is just getting a little over-anxious to finish off the rally too quickly. And what had been winners in the opening game, now he's just missing. Yeah, change of pace. That's what did the damage.
7-4.
Prior to that was the softer one, then the angled smash, and then cross-court winner. You've got to work the backhand side before trying to go down to the forehand. With Park slightly out of position. Half of their 6 previous meetings, 3 of them have gone the full distance to 3 games. All of a sudden it's the Dane that's the aggressor. And he's halved the 6-point deficit. Now there's just 3 points in it. Had the most remarkable year last year, did Peter Gade, 10 tournaments. And he reached at least the semi-final in every single one. No other player in the world was that consistent. Well, now it's down to 2 points, the deficit.
10-goal.
Wonderful. Same tactic he was using in the opening game. Deep into Park's backhand corner. 2 of them to be precise. Then the angled shot across court. And that shuttle landing on the front service line just shows how steep it was. Well, 1 of 5 straight points now for the Dane. And that's wrong. Make that a run of 6 straight points, and he's back level. What a remarkable player he is. Oh, good call. Well, this, of course, was the venue for the Commonwealth Games last year. In fact, Siri fought not only the badminton venue, but also the squash. But this venue, the Commonwealth Games, was packed out day after day. Sadly, we haven't had the same number of people here at the Super Series event. But those who have come have been treated to some excellent badminton. Unbelievable. That is superb. Park turning defence into attack by driving the shuttle back. Look at that. That was the one that did the damage. Well, took agility. And for a big, tall man. And that's where sometimes he's found wanting.
13-0.
So difficult when you are tall to then twist and turn like that if you've sent initially the wrong direction. Oh, incredible. Oh, he's missed it! Would you believe it?
14-13.
A golden opportunity squandered by Park. It had been such an excellent rally. He had such an opportunity. The court was at his mercy. The obvious disappointment and frustration. For the first time in this second game, Hoeg Gade goes into the lead. Been playing catch up here in the second all the way. "36 career titles for this Dane. 26 of them major titles.
14-13.
Brilliant. Really invited
15-13.
the push return of serve. Made the low serve a little bit loose, saying to his opponent, come on, push it at me, I'm ready. Oh, incredible. So next time Park says, OK, well, I'll play a net shot on the return of serve. But Gade is ready for that too.
Service over. 14-16.
Well, up until that last rally, Hoeg Gade had just won 10 of the last 11 points. frustration boiling over with Park
17-14.
after making that error. Tossed his racket in the air. Well, that's good. Very good from Park.
Service over. 15-17.
Once again, just managing to up the pace of the rally. Former world junior champion in men's doubles. And once again, the body language of Park, very telling indeed.
18-15.
So disappointed with his error there. And the number 3 seed now just 3 points away from the final. Make that 2 points away.
19-15.
Well, when you consider he was 6-12 down, remarkable comeback. But that's long off the back line.
Service over. 16-19. Seventeen, 19.
Well, there's no doubt Park will keep fighting right till the end. One or two signs now that Peter Gade is just a little bit anxious. So desperately wants to finish this off in 2 straight games. Just 1 point the deficit now. It's well long of the back line. And that error from Park means that Peter Gade now has 2 match points. Played the net, waited for the lift. So difficult to control the shuttle with the drift. 2 match points. Brilliantly saved.
19-20.
Well, I said he was a fighter. But the court will need some attention, because Peter Gade was down on his knees in that rally, retrieving the shuttle. And that has left perspiration on the court surface.
19-20, play.
One match point has come and gone. Another one remains. And that's gone long. And Peter Gade is through to the final. The veteran from Aalborg in Denmark. Absolutely delighted with that, and rightly so. 44 minutes of play for the 21-15, 21-19 victory over Parks and Hwan. 15 of the last 22 rallies went in favour of Gade. And he's going to throw a racket to the crowd. Very popular all over the world is Peter Gade. And he's through to yet another Super Series tournament final. Remarkable performance from 6-12 down in that second game. Oh my goodness, that was close. Well, make your own minds up. The line judge called it long, and that's all that matters as far as Gade is concerned, because it confirms his place in the final of the first ever India Super Series event. Well, he's thrown his shirt to the crowd. Well, it's no good if you get half each, boys. You're going to have to settle that. Well, what a tremendous opening semi-final here on semi-finals day at the Yonex Sunrise India Open, part of the BWF World Super Series. Second semi-final is mixed doubles, and that'll be coming up in just a moment.